Welcome to Make It. I'm Jason Levine. So, what does it take to build your own internet record label? Let's find out with DJ Cutman right now on Make It.
Well, Cutman, thank you so much for joining me today on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you again. It's been about a year. Now, before we get to kind of into all the details of all the many things you do, I thought it would be cool to kind of outline to people. Well, first and foremost, you are a DJ. You
Correct.
are an actual DJ.
Yes, those two letters at the front of my name actually mean something.
They mean something.
Yeah.
I know you brought a reel with you which actually showcases some of the stuff that you've done at MagFest, most
Right.
recently in front of 7,000 people.
Right.
DJing
I think the capacity of the room is 5,000, and we hit
Okay.
capacity at it's the whole room. And MagFest was the very first convention I went to. It was the place that inspired me to start DJ Cutman. And now I do an annual show showing the best of the video game DJs. So we're getting people from all around the world who make and perform this kind of electronic video game dance music. We're doing visuals that combining both game assets and live chiptune circuit bent stuff, and also like graphics that we've created. So
Right.
it's really just a beautiful culmination of everything that I feel is so great and so important about the video game fan scene into like a real live show.
Nice. All right, well, let's take a look at it. Dude, that was awesome.
Thanks.
So there's that side of you. Now, there's also the side where currently you have your own internet music label.
Right.
Game
Chops.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking a lot about Game Chops. You work with dozens and dozens of different artists.
Right. All over the world.
You actually started out, though, as a recording engineer.
That's right. Yeah.
Right, and you were in the industry, and what I think is interesting, so we're going to be talking to a lot of people on the show about sort of the process. Now here again, you were in the industry. Now some people, things happen to them where they decide, I need out, I want out, I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Your case was a little bit different though of what actually happened and how you made this shift from like traditional recording engineer in the studio to DJ, internet music mogul and beyond. So what exactly happened there?
So the story is like, I guess all superhero backstories, kind of dark, but something good came out of it. I founded a recording studio with some of my friends from college, and we were working there for about 3 or 4 years. I was the head Pro Tools engineer and recording and mixing mostly rap artists, but we did some gospel, did some indie rock. This was all based in upstate New York. And we were trying to get more sessions, so what we did was we were bringing in lots of new people to like tour the studio and check it out. And one large group of guys came in, or a large group of people came in, and one of them like propped the door when he left and came back that night and robbed the place. Took the computers, including my laptop, and studio gear and stuff like that. And
this is your livelihood at that time.
This was not only my livelihood and the way I was putting food on the table. This was the place that I really like built. This was my identity at the time. That recording studio, those sessions and all that stuff. And what happened, because the computer was taken, because we could not continue, is we had to shut the studio down. I was content to just be a mix engineer and make great songs and help artists get their vision out, and that was fulfilling for me. But with it gone, I turned to basically the only thing that I had left, which was my collection of video game music I had been collecting since the days of the early internet, and all of the hip-hop instrumentals, rap beats, and drum samples that I had collected on my laptop to help producers, you know.
Sure, use on their tracks.
Right, exactly.
Tracks, yeah.
So kind of as a coping mechanism, I started DJing and mixing my video game music collection, chiptune and stuff like that, 8-bit stuff, all kinds of weird samples with all these hip-hop drum beats and stuff like that. And I couldn't get a gig because I didn't know what being a DJ was.
Right. And just for reference, you're talking about like you would actually take like a Nintendo Game Boy, and that, I've seen you do it where that's actually interfaced into your DJ rig, and you're using and making loops off of those classic kind of songs.
Yeah, exactly. So
and making something out.
There's a ton of ways to do it. That's the whole chiptune scene using this old, obsolete hardware to make new music. And there was two ways people responded. They recognized the sound, and they're like, this is awesome, this reminds me of when I was a kid, or I am still playing this game right now, or whatever. Or they responded to the production. And that's when I realized, like, the value of some of the compositions in video game music, the value of the sound of chiptune is beyond nostalgia. It's not just, oh, I recognize that, I like it. There is true, real value to this music, and that started to become my mission, is as DJ Cutman to help my favorite compositions, my favorite composers, get their music into a context where people can enjoy it again.
Outside of the game.
Because not a lot of people have a Super Nintendo that works at their house, and they're going to play Chrono Trigger for 35 hours to get to that one tune. But it's a great tune. And what I'm seeing now, this was 7 years ago when I started DJ Cutman, and Game Chops really formed in 2012 and 2014. That's when it went from like a mixtape to like a label. What I'm seeing now, 2017, is that video game soundtracks are out on iTunes now, out on Spotify, Google Play Music, and all kinds of stuff. And it's so cool to see like this video game fandom scene that was really the first thing that attracted me to this, influence the actual game industry.
So you do this, you start this label, you get it together, but part of it was not just building another record label. This is an internet streaming music label. You want to break some of the rules, break some of the old guard, per se.
With the internet, with the fact that I don't have to own a recording studio and pay brick and mortar rent. I can run into my house. I can build a room and make the track sound good. I could give a deal to artists that allow indie artists to be able to make a living without having to have that huge, tremendously expensive infrastructure.
And I was going to say, and at that time too, I mean, you start with 1 or 2 channels. Now you're up to 8 different.
I have 8 YouTube channels. I work with, I think, over 30 SoundCloud accounts now. And but luckily, most of them are managed by the artist, and I'm just tracking their stats, and keeping an eye on stuff.
So that's actually a good question too, because I was wondering. So with doing all of that, obviously you have all this content that you're controlling. A lot of it's falling under the Game Chops umbrella. And obviously, as you said in the beginning, making it accessible so that people can find it when they search. They don't know that they're looking necessarily for the DJ Cutman remix of Pokemon. They just know that they want to hear some Pokemon remix a la chiptune style. That's all about metadata tagging.
Absolutely. And that's,
I think you had some comments about metadata and how much time you spend on that now that you're scheduled.
Well, you know, the more I do it, the less time I need. But at one point, I was literally spending 10 to 20 hours a week tagging videos. And it became, you know, when I started, I was just uploading and just, I call it, they call it in journalism the sludge pile, where I just put everything on the YouTube channel. It was just the sludge pile. And every remix I ever did, that maybe they're not that good, maybe they're great, and they all have the same art, and they all had the same, like, follow on Twitter and blah, 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 blah.
And that was kind of in an effort to just really grow the channel,
That was in an effort to do the most important thing I feel like an internet creator can do, which is always keep posting. Just always keep posting. AKP. I'm coining that right now.
Very nice.
AKP. Always keep posting. It's consistency is the only thing, is the thing that works on the internet.
That builds.
And it's not even like about a day of a week kind of schedule thing. It's just as long as people know this is a channel that's alive. I will subscribe and I'll check back next week, or I'll keep my eye on my sub box, or I'll follow on Twitter or whatever.
And again, kind of circling back to your metadata tagging thing, we thought it would be fun sort of to do here this idea of, you know, what's in your magic bag, and I thought maybe you could pull out the items that we have in here, since you're a metadata tagging expert, and, and everyone should follow your techniques for using metadata to get their videos seen and heard. No, I'm just kidding. But perhaps.
No, it's good.
You know, to see what you could come up with. These are some seriously random items that we've put into this bag, so stick your hand in there.
All right, so there is a real world there is a real world use for this kind of stuff. Being able to articulate what things are in different ways can help you think about what they really are. So I got a Cyclops here from X-Men and action figures. So if I was making a video about this thing, I might say, tag it with words like X-Men, X-Man, Cyclops, 1990s design. Superheroes, Superman, that's Batman, Iron Man, let's tag a couple, and Visor, Cyclops, and superpowers. So there we go.
Nice.
There's a bunch of ways. And like, you could see just one of those words when you see that thing. But once you've trained your brain to think about all the different ways, through tagging on YouTube, for me, it allows you to sort of see the potential of some items. So let's see what else we have.
And the concept, too, of like having Iron Man, Superman tagged with this, too, kind of help, right, when people are searching.
Yeah, because then what does it really boil down to? It's a superhero, but it could be anything. Oh, this is an iPhone. This is the best iPhone, the iPhone 4. Is this the 4S?
I think it's either the 4S or the 5. I can't remember.
Or yeah, it's the 5. Well, this is iPhone, iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, iPhone 5, white iPhone, Apple iPhone, Apple iPhones, Apple iPhone 4, Apple iPhone 5, Apple iPhone 7. Probably should throw the 7 in there too, just because that's the new one.
Keep it modern, right?
So I love that. That was such a great phone.
That was a great phone.
Yeah.
I never threw that one. My favorite. That's the one.
This is either a seal, a porpoise, a water doggo. There's a bunch of names that this
and you probably use all of those for tagging, right? That's kind of the key, is that.
The thing is, like, you're looking at an object and you're rattling off, one, what is it? But then what could it be? And then what is it, you know, if you're wrong? Because lots of people are wrong. This is probably not a porpoise. It has feet. It's definitely not a water dog, but I would call it a water dog because seals are basically water dogs. I mean, they're so silly, but yeah. Is that all?
I think that's it. I think that's all. Dude, that was fantastic.
That was, man, none of those things are really in my wheelhouse, so I felt like it did all right.
It's a lesson in metadata. It's a lesson in tagging, but it's also a lesson in getting serious about making your content visible and the ability to discover it, right?
Yeah, and the ability for the creator to figure out what exactly did I make. And at the core, I think the value of the YouTube tagging, at least for me, has helped me articulate, because I used to put up a video and it was tagged with Super Mario music. But that's not all it is. It's video game music. It's VGM, which is the acronym that a lot of people search when they're looking for it. It's EDM, it's dance music, it's electronic music. It's all these different things, and I didn't think of any of those when I was making it. I was like, I'm trying to make a Mario rap beat.
Well, Cutman, thank you so much for joining me. And
thanks
honestly,
for having me, Jason.
Dude, to hear your stories, and I think it's those inspirational stories of, you know, ending up in a dark place and really seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And going for it and making something and
working through it.
Working through it and realizing that as you're doing it, it doesn't have to be defined. I love that concept because you're absolutely right. A lot of times, really only at that moment when it's done can you really identify what it is, and then ultimately share it out, sell it to people. Not sell monetarily necessarily, but just sell the idea, the concept.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what you've done. You've made it, and you're rocking it. And it's our great pleasure to have you here, man. So thank you so much. And we want to remind all of you that, of course, the Make It Show is new each week, featuring amazing creatives showing off their creative process, telling fantastic stories, inspirational stories that will make you want to make something. Be sure to catch us every week. Again, my name is Jason Levine. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.